If you can program your favorite TV shows to record, you can program the remote for your motorized shades. Today, I'm going to show you just how easy it is. In this short video, we're going to discuss the initial motor setup, customizing the pairing and limit settings, saving a favorite position, and adjusting the speed of your motor. Your shade may look a bit different than ours, but that's okay. The steps in this video will still apply. Just be sure to reference your shade's installation instructions as needed. Do not attempt to lower or raise your motorized shade manually. Doing so can permanently damage the motor and other components in the headrail. Below the display on the front of your remote, you'll see a level control slider and 4 buttons: up, stop, down, and channel. On the back of the remote, under the battery cover, you'll see a setting button labeled P2 and another button with a lock icon. To prepare the remote, pull out the plastic tab from under the battery. Turn it to the front and press any button to make sure the remote has power. Proceed through the initial motor setup by pairing the shade to your remote and setting the limits. Press the channel button until a number flashes on the display, and then toggle through the channels with the up or down buttons. Press channel again and the number will stop flashing. Using a paperclip or similar object, press and hold the program button on the motor head until the shade jogs and beeps once. On the remote, hold the stop button until the shade jogs twice and the motor beeps 3 times. This confirms your shade is paired. Next, we'll set the limits, starting with the upper limit. Adjust the shade if needed, and then press and hold up and stop simultaneously. The shade will jog twice and beep 3 times to confirm that the upper limit is saved. Now, press down to lower the shade to the bottom of the window, and then press stop. Adjust if needed, and then press and hold down and stop simultaneously. The shade will jog twice and beep 3 times to confirm that the lower limit is saved, and the motor will exit setup mode. Test that your limits were saved properly by allowing the shade to fully rise or lower until it stops on its own. Next, I'll review the steps to adjust any settings from the initial setup process. To delete a shade from a selected channel, press and hold the program button on the motor head until the shade jogs and beeps. Then press and hold stop until the shade jogs and beeps multiple times to confirm that the shade is no longer paired to the channel. You can also repeat these steps on a new channel to pair the shade to a new channel or remote. If you want to adjust the upper limit, press and hold up and stop simultaneously until the shade jogs and beeps once. Move the shade to the new upper limit position and then press and hold up and stop again. The shade will jog twice and beep 3 times to confirm that the new upper limit is saved and the previous limit is removed. If you want to change the lower limit, press and hold down and stop simultaneously until the shade jogs and beeps once. Reposition the shade as needed, and then press and hold down and stop again. This will confirm that your previous lower limit has been replaced with a new one. The next optional step is setting or deleting a favorite position. Move your shade to the desired favorite position. Remove the battery cover on the remote and press the P2 button until the shade jogs and beeps. Press stop on the remote until the shade jogs and beeps once. Then press stop again until the shade jogs and beeps longer than before, which indicates that your new favorite position is now saved. When the shade is at rest, you can now hold the stop button and your shade will move directly to your saved position. If you'd like to delete your favorite, repeat these steps with the shade set to the current favorite position. Finally, I'll show you how to adjust the speed of your motor. To increase speed, press the P2 button on the back of the remote until the shade jogs and beeps. Then press up 1 or 2 times until the shade jogs to confirm. To decrease speed, press the P2 button until the shade jogs and beeps. Then press down 1 or 2 times until the shade jogs to confirm. If there is no motor response, your motor is already at maximum or minimum speed. You did it! You now know how to program and operate your motorized shade. If you have more shades to program, follow the instructions in this video on a new channel for each shade. If you have any questions or need more help programming your remote, refer to the installation instructions on our website or just give us a call. We're here to help.